Ladies and gentlemen, it's the podcast. What's the odds with Steve Ranazizi? And we are here. It's September 16th. We're not in the 20s yet. September 16th, I think, 2022. I'm joined by Brenton and Lucas. And guys, it's incredible. We're off to a wonderful start to the football season. It feels good to be the best football team in New York. It feels good to represent the state
New
as highly
Jersey,
as we do.
New Jersey.
And, it's like people could say, like, oh, you guys are like the baby Bills. You might be better than the Bills. That's all I've heard this week. You guys could be the best team in football. It's like, whoa, come on, give me a break. That's a lot to carry, a
Are
lot
those the
to ask
same
for right
people
now.
saying the Knicks are going to run the table?
No, no one said any of that. That I just made up myself
Because
right
I
now.
haven't heard anything
Um,
about the Giants going to the Super Bowl. I think playoffs definitely you can maybe think about going to the playoffs, but I think Super Bowl is a little early.
I mean, look, if anyone saw it coming, it was me. I definitely didn't text you guys after the first half or quarter
What did I say
and
to
be
you,
like,
Lucas? What did I say to
it's
you
the
when you
same
showed
old
up? He came
shit.
over to watch football on Sunday. What did I say to you about the Giants?
They're good.
But I also said
Nice job,
I'm
dude.
not gonna text Steve saying
Yeah.
that I'm gonna take the Giants to win this game because I don't want him to get pissed off if they lose and blame me. But I
Yes.
really thought you guys were gonna win. I don't think the Titans
You're
are a good team anymore.
you're getting smarter in your old age there, Brett.
But
Nice job on
I will
knowing
say
my
this.
reaction.
This is a fun statistic. Kadarius Toney is once again questionable going into this Sunday. He has
Look,
played in the NFL
it
for
would,
19 weeks.
and he's been questionable every one of them.
He's been questionable for 14 of those weeks or has not played. And two of those weeks where he did play, he left the game with an injury. So I think you got to figure out what you're doing with Tony.
Well,
Nothing.
he's a Gettleman. He's a Gettleman
Yeah.
remnant.
Yes.
Trade him, get rid of him, do whatever you can because that guy is just never going to play football.
Well, not healthily. He won't. So, look, Kadarius Toney, you'd like to see him show up. You'd like to see something out of Kenny Galladay. This is not a perfect situation. You'd like to see Daniel Jones not turn the ball over, fumble it, not throw a pick in the end zone when we're driving. I'd like to see the offensive line not give up 5 sacks. I like there is definitely room for improvement and corrections to be made. But as far as competitiveness, check. Accountability, check. The fact that they look like a congealed team. If a team, a total team effort, if you're judging week one on total team effort, the Giants are top five, if not top three, as the whole team working together in either trying to get this victory out, and including the coaching staff. So those are things I have not seen in a very, very long time. Not saying Joe Judge didn't have guts, or Ben McAdoo didn't have the game plan, or it was all these guys had their own little fucking intangibles that they brought to the table. But it looks to me like Dabble has something that none of those guys had, which was the the team behind him. Within 1 week, he now has the team fun. I'm not saying they're going to win everything or going to go to the Super Bowl or going to, uh, I haven't seen the team behind the coach. It's usually like, oh, the coach, oh, you're sitting Eli Manning. It's like, well, that's not a smart, like that's not going to get the team behind you. Or, like it's my way or the highway, the Joe Judge way. It's like my way or the highway. I'm a baby Belichick. You're going to listen to me and I'm going to command respect right away. It's like, no, that didn't work. So it's like this guy, this guy basically said, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to make a real gutsy call here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to myself, this is not just about me and my call and me answering questions. I'm going to go let my defense know right now, guys. This is what I'm planning on doing if we score. Are you okay with it? In a way of like, yeah, look, obviously, you don't need you don't need their approval or you don't need their their blessing, But the fact that you ask for it and you seem to have the ability to go, oh, I need to make sure these guys understand how much I believe in them. He got him. He got him week one. Did you see the reaction in the club and the locker room after?
His
Yeah.
He's
dancing.
dancing around with them. Yeah, the dancing, which was ridiculous, but like they gave him a game ball just for going. You know what? These guys, I believe in you guys. I'm going to go for something, and you know what? We might sneak a win out here. Let's try to sneak a fucking win out. And it was
Well,
great. It really was.
you could take the East easily. The NFC doesn't seem that daunting,
Nah,
so I could see the Giants.
I wouldn't say you're going to take the East easily. I think Philadelphia
I,
is a very good team. I think you finish in second. I mean, the Cowboys I already thought were going to be a distant third, possibly fourth, but now with Dak gone for at least 4 weeks, but more likely he's going to miss 6 to 8.
Uh
That's a
huh.
bad football team. So you could handle your business against them. You maybe split with Washington. You probably
will
lose both
split with
games to
Philly.
Philly. I
I'll bet you on
maybe you can
that.
split, but
I'll bet you on that.
Philadelphia's still a better football team than the Giants. But they are a good
Yeah.
enough team that they could make the wild card as like a 6 or 7.
And
You
that's
never
when they
know.
go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I
You want
mean
them to make a wild
When
card.
they go to the Super
historically
Bowl.
that's when they go to the Super Bowl. But um, they played a good game, and Tennessee really did not. And Derrick Henry
They didn't.
looked very human.
And that's partially what I'm proud about is that you have a guy in Derrick Henry that could have rushed for if you put up those numbers up, right? One of these guys had 78 yards, and one of these guys had 178 all or 190 all-purpose yards and a touchdown. I mean, very few people are putting that tag on Saquon and the other tag on,
Yeah.
on Derrick Henry. It was a game where he's essentially the defense really kind of held Derrick Henry in check, and I don't know if that's because the Tennessee Titans offensive line had a fucking terrible game. Taylor Lewan had a terrible game, but was that a product of the scheme? Was it a product of the Giants and what they did? I'm not sure. I'm not saying they're going to figure it out this week. They got to play Carolina this week, and now it's Carolina coming off a tough loss where they should have probably won that game. Um, Baker Mayfield. I mean, like, look, Baker Mayfield. I thought they did enough. I kind of was watching it peripheral.
The
But yeah, it
Browns
was.
crushed them on the ground.
Yeah, and I hope I'm like that. I hope that trend continues this week. I really
Yeah.
do. I hope the Giants can get. I mean, I heard of something. What was it? Where the fuck did I hear this? But like, is Saquon Barkley is his over under for yards this week 78 yards or 70 something yards? Because I'm
I
taking
can
the over all day long. If
I
that's
can
the
find that
case.
for you.
Let's see.
Give me a minute.
I thought I heard something about like, and they're favored to win, and he's 78 yards,
He looked
no
bad.
touch. Oh, what?
It's 74.5 is what I have right now.
Yeah, 75 yards. It's crazy. That
I
feels to me
was
very
that
overish.
that's rushing yards, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, a lot of his yards came on one play, so Vegas doesn't bake in that he's going to have necessarily another 60-yard run, and the passing yards don't count. So that's probably about right because you think he gets about 70 yards rushing and then maybe another 40 yards receiving. So it's
Well,
not a
great.
bad
You can
line.
take the under all day long. I'm taking the fucking over.
Okay.
Just like I cashed in on my Moore, getting 3+ touchdowns for Carolina. Carolina winning the
That
game.
worked out.
Dude.
The
Dude, I
one
take
touchdown
big
goes to Robbie fucking Anderson.
I just told you right now. I said that was a hot take long shot last week. I
Yeah,
gave you
well,
fucking
now it
crazy
is.
odds. Crazy odds.
I gave you crazy odds. I gave you 10 to
So
1.
I gave you that's
You
a
took 10. You
3+
didn't give me an
touchdown.
option. You were like, you're getting 10 to 1. I'm taking 10 to 1.
You bamboozled me. My jaw
It was
hurts.
your
I
bet.
have to.
You created the bet.
Oh
You were
man.
I wasn't even talking about DJ Moore because we still technically don't know who the number one for Baker is because Baker can
There
pick
is
who
no
he
number
wants.
one for Baker.
Yeah, Baker gets
Baker
to pick
doesn't
who he
need a
wants.
number.
That's why new
Baker's his own
quarterbacks on
number
new
one.
teams, you don't know.
Baker could throw the ball to himself. He would do it.
Probably.
But
DJ
yeah, no.
Brown had 3 catches.
No more.
DJ Moore, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
and
like
three
10
catches
yards.
for three touchdowns, right?
For 43 yards.
There you go. That's
Um,
that's a pretty bad day.
yeah, it was a hot take, dude. It was a
But
hot take.
whose day was worse? The GM for the Titans watching Traylon Burks basically do nothing, or watching AJ Brown just absolutely go off on the Lions, and he is clearly the number one in Philly.
He is the number one in Philly. The Lions game was tough because I was at a place we were watching. I was with my buddy that's a Steelers fan, and so I was split screening those two games at once. The Steelers game and the Cincy game was ridiculous,
Yeah,
absolutely fucking bonkers. But I was really rooting for the fucking Lions on the side, thinking to myself, I'm like, obviously for division reasons, but also just coming out of Hard Knocks, you want to see these guys get a W. So I didn't really see. I knew Chalk had a touchdown.
Chark,
Chuck, DJ
Chark,
Chuck, right?
Shark,
Chark,
Chark like shark, but with a C.
baby, Chark, 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 Chark,
Yes,
Chark, baby, Chark, 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 Chark.
yes.
Edwin Chark, Chark. Is it Edwin? Edwin Chark Jr.
DJ.
Edwin Chark. DJ Chark, 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 Chark. Right?
Yes.
He had a touchdown. I had him on my bench in fantasy. Our league is the only league at which I won. I fucking got trounced in the Comedy Store one, like 170.
Me too.
Who somebody threw up a fucking number on my. So like, damn, dude. Uh, and then Jonah lost, which did not sit well with him in his first ever. He's like, "Fuck this game, fuck this league,
Yeah. Welcome to
I'm
fantasy.
done."
Welcome
Yeah,
to
I'm like,
fantasy.
well, yeah.
You're
And
sucked
I
in
told you
now.
on the way to watch the games on Sunday, he's got a Saquon Barkley jersey on, but he's telling me he's like, I got to get myself a Josh Kelly jersey. I'm like, well, I'm not buying you a fucking Josh Kelly jersey. You
Josh
can call
Allen.
Brenton or
Yeah.
Lucas a Josh Allen. Yeah, Josh Kelly. I go, give me. You can call Brenton or Lucas to buy you a fucking Josh Allen jersey. And then by the end of the game, the
Number
Giants. I mean,
number one selling jersey in the NFL right now.
if we when we went for it and Saquon scored, I was like, "You still want a Josh Allen jersey?" He's like, "Not this week," and I'm like, "That's my boy."
And then you lose to the Panthers by 30.
Easy, dude. Easy. We'll get to that later on.
Yeah.
We weren't wrong. I knew. Well, let's get to you guys. Betting wise, we almost were had it last week. If the fucking Rams showed up at all, we would have fucking won.
Yeah.
You guys had the
0
two and a
points
half
in the
covered,
second
no
half.
problem. What the fuck, Matthew Stafford?
He was locked into
He's
throwing to
not well.
Cooper Kupp and no one else. The offensive line obviously has issues with Whitworth gone, and Cam Akers clearly isn't ready to play football.
Dude, it was glorious.
Yeah.
It. Oh man,
All the Rams fans left by the third quarter.
I was
It was
loving your
50,000
video of
Bills
that,
fan.
like just leaving. And you had to place yourself by
Yeah.
what? A minute and a half into the fourth quarter?
Well, it was
Like
like
the
that.
whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was like that
Yeah.
too when we saw them in the Coliseum. The
Yeah.
Bills were up big, and the Ram fans clear out. Like all that whose house, Rams house is bullshit. They don't stick around for
they don't
anything.
care. It's a fucking winner's paradise, that fucking place.
Yeah.
And if you ain't winning, wait till that Dust Bowl. Wait till the Rams are the Rams again in 3 years when they have not a draft pick to be fucking found.
Well,
Dude,
I mean, that's
and
what's hitting them this year. They had no capital to build up that
I don't.
offensive line, and
I like the Rams.
they were like, "Hey,
Fuck the Rams.
Noteboom can do it, or Notebook. What's his name? Noteboom. He can take
Oh,
over
the
for
Notebook?
Whitworth.
Yes.
He should be playing on the
Yeah.
inside. They have him on the outside, and it's just they got problems.
Ryan Goff.
And then who knows what's going on with Stafford's elbow? Like they're saying it's not an issue, but
It doesn't look good, bro.
We'll
it
see.
don't look good. It's like if he's Matthew Stafford of last year or close to it, they still have a chance because it looks like that division might not be that good.
Yeah.
But if he's Matthew Stafford with a real bad elbow, well, guess what? He's Jared Goff light. And now you're back to fucking square one.
Mm-hmm.
You wish you're going to have Eddie Chark, Eddie Chark, Eddie Chark. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have Eddie Chark.
Yeah, DJ.
You're going to have fucking DJ Chark
But
Chark 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 Chark.
I think
So
if you're doing daily fantasy, I think Allen Robinson's going to bounce back this week. He is a very good football player. They just didn't throw to him. He had 2 targets.
how did you feel as far as? I mean, look,
The Bills played a
fucking stiff
perfect
arm.
game.
The Bills, other than McKenzie not
Yes.
squeezing that one pass, that was a weak pick, and then Josh making a bad read. And then there were a couple of soft fumbles by the running backs. They played a very good game defensively. On offense, they haven't punted. At 4 out of the last 5 regular season games, they haven't punted, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So we go and sign a new punter after all that controversy, and we don't even use him. He holds a couple of kicks. I mean, the offense looked about as good as you'd want them to look. The defense looked way better, especially against the run. Jalen Ramsey getting torched was just chef's kiss, especially after that the one play that he actually made. Against him, we were 6 for 7 with 2 touchdowns and like 140 yards, perfect passer rating for Allen. The one play he made going in Diggs' face and going no, 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 and then Diggs coming right back, burning him for a 40-yard touchdown. Allen getting right in his face, screaming at him, like that was just beautiful. And then he's tweeting like Bible verses after the game, trying to be like humble and I'm going to recover from it. Like he fucking got lit up. Absolutely embarrassed. 0-3 against the guy he called trash.
Diggs with it.
Yeah.
Diggs is my favorite Bill now after seeing him live because he talks shit after every reception, every 10-yard catch. And it might be because he's going up against Ramsey half the time, but
absolutely because he's going up against Ramsey. And Ramsey,
there's
nothing Ramsey can take away from that game and go, I did a good job. He was horrible.
No, dude.
And they gave up 2 first-round picks
getting his team backing his team into a corner. That was a problem. He did a pretty good job of fucking talking shit about quite possibly the best NFL quarterback in the last couple of years. You know, so that he did a pretty good job there. Do you guys like the fact? And I'm just gonna say this because I don't, I'm not, but I don't love that my quarterback is stiff arming tremendously large dudes all the time and getting like, it's like at some point he's gonna run into someone like, let's say, Travis Kelce did last night, and get picked up and smashed down to the fucking ground. When is enough enough? Like when is like running out of bounds for the first down just enough, or like maybe not getting the first down up 2 or 2.5 or 3 scores is okay still. I mean, like I don't know when enough is going to be enough, and I just don't want to see this guy get hurt.
Yeah,
because
he did run more than I wanted him to. He ran more than he needed to. They were winning and he was still running. I think it's just in him. He's a footballer. He wants to take contact. He loves it. They're going to have to pound it into his head like, you don't need to do that. We got this beefed up O-line. We brought in another running back, one of the best offensive line coaches in the game. We're going to run the ball and it's not going to be you. That being said, the fact that we got our like iconic moment in game 1 is amazing, and it puts the rest of the league on notice even more so. Like, hey, this guy's a threat to run, and he's not only going to run, he's going to hurt us when he does.
Yeah,
so that's got to scare
it's
the
not
defenses.
like he's not a quarterback. Yes, he's not a quarterback like even Lamar Jackson, where he's just evasive and he's going to just evade you and then get out of bounds. Kyler Murray, he's going to evade you and continue to look for contact, and then quite possibly run your safety over.
Yes.
Which is fine. Again, it's unbelievable when you are, 4th and goal from the 2 and you need you need a first down. You need to get
that
3
play,
scores.
Though, just that play, knowing that he's capable of that makes that play action run so effective. To fake him like going into the pile or him doing an RPO and then throwing it, that's going to open up so much space. Their offense, literally, they can beat you every single way. I don't think there's another offense that can say that.
I agree, but I'm just worried, dude. That's a dangerous to keep rolling the dice like that every single time and not come. Look at fucking Mahomes with
Yeah,
getting his knee bent back.
they'll take it down, especially I think this week he's not going to have to do much. But I mean, we were 10-10 at halftime, so it was still a football game for a little bit there. I think
Um,
most of the games they play in this year are not going to be close much sooner than this one was.
did you think that there were any other performances as far as a team that were better than the Bills this weekend? Did anyone
I
show you more
I
than the
mean,
Bills?
the Chiefs did week one, week two, not as much last night, but week one, certainly the Chiefs are in that conversation where the two teams that we think are the elite teams looked elite. Other than that, there were teams that played well, but not great.
The Chargers are still better than, besides that one pick last night.
Mhm.
I thought the Chargers are, they look legit still.
Yeah, the
They look
Chargers
real,
should
real
have won
legit.
that game. They did everything that they wanted to do, and the Chiefs didn't really have an answer. And they just, I don't know, Brandon Staley just makes bad decisions. And then I hate
Um,
the Austin Eckler. We got to rest him for the playoffs. It's like, dude, this is the Chiefs game. You don't need to rest him this game. I get like you have the Texans and the Jaguars are their next two opponents. Rest him those games, but you got to make the playoffs if you're saving him for the playoffs. And if he's not on the field, if
playoffs.
he's not, you're putting Sony Michelle in on the goal line instead of Eckler. Like, win the fucking game.
Um, they're still very impressive. I mean, I don't mean to cover last night's game. We're recording this on Friday, but it just I'm saying like because they have two games to. Kansas City still looks very from obviously they're 2-0 now, but people predict they would be the last place team in the
Mm-hmm.
division. Beside probably between them and Vegas. Vegas is probably my biggest like, ooh, shit. I thought they would look better than that. Did you watch that Vegas game at all?
Yeah, but Derek Carr historically has bad stats against the Chargers. It's just for whatever reason, and not even the Herbert era like before that. He just doesn't play well against them, and um, it was they weren't horrible, but obviously their defense is kind of lackluster. Carr looked good with Devontae Adams. They have some good chemistry,
Yes.
so they'll probably bounce back against Arizona, whose defense really needs to figure shit out. And I think that could be a really high scoring game. So they're probably going to be 1-1. The Broncos are pretty much a lock to win against the Texans this week, so they'll be 1-1. And then I got the Chargers
Easy
at one
does
and
it with
one.
that, dude. Did you see
That's
the
a
fucking
lock.
Colts?
No, the Colts find ways to lose. Frank Reich is going to be fired halfway through this season because he just cannot figure out how to finish a game. I mean,
I don't
my God,
understand it.
you
I
can't
didn't
lose to
again
the Texans.
another peripheral game watching on the side, but every time I looked up, it was like, I mean, I like the fact the Colts didn't give up. I mean, they were down, I think, 20 points at one point.
No, Blankenship missed some kicks, and now he doesn't have a job. So there
Bad
were
week for their
some
kickers.
things. Yeah, there were some things that they obviously wish they would have done better. But there's no excuse for losing to the Texans,
That
other
Steelers
than
Cincy
they're
game.
missing a couple of guys on defense. The Colts are.
Did the Cincy kicker miss a McPherson? Did he miss a kick all year last year?
I don't believe
Let's
so.
see.
I don't think he did
I
in the
mean,
regular season because he was a
in the
rookie last
last
year. I think he set like the
in the
rookie record.
last minute and overtime, he missed a kick, a field goal, and an extra point.
Yeah.
Now, the field goal wasn't hit. The laces were completely in. I mean, that was. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It was like everyone that I was watching with was like laces out. I mean, they showed the replay. Because I guess their backup something happened that their backup had to place kickers, holder, whatever. Something I think happened that they had to do that. So, but this dude like twisted that ball and the laces were in, and you saw how it shot off to the left. Like it wasn't even close. It was
Yeah.
a dead fucking pull hook, and the laces were in. So that one he got fucked on. But then the extra point, I was like, I don't know what's going. Like it was crazy that game back and forth on watching the mood the emotional swings. Mike Tomlin has a team prepared every single year. What I would like to know what he is against the spread if he's like the underdog. I mean, like he must just that team that everyone's like it's going to be a fucking bad team this year. They don't know who their quarterback is. Blah blah blah. It's like they're still going out and competing. They
Yep.
still have J.J. Watt. I mean,
TJ Watt, but he's hurt.
T.J. Watt. tears his fucking pec, he comes out. Najee Harris twists his ankle, he comes out. But they're still, no one's hanging their head. They're still in the fucking game, and they go on to win it miraculously. But they still go on to win it. So it's like, God, that is the ultimate dream when you have 20 years or how many years he's been doing it of that, of the type of longevity to be that competitive. It's remarkable. I mean, I don't think the Steelers are going to be, I think they're a 500 team at best, but you beat the defending conference champions at home. I mean, on the road, they're home, and you pull a win out there. That's like, that changes the momentum of your whole season. It really does.
I
And then,
like the
granted, everyone
Steelers
knows it
team.
was lucky.
No, I like
It
this
was,
team. I disagree. They're going to be better than 500. This is a team competing for the playoffs. This is a team still competing for the division. I mean, if you want to
yeah,
talk about bad performances, Lamar Jackson put on like 20 pounds of muscle so he could run more and take hits and not be hurt. And he
yeah.
looked really slow, and he's trying to be a pocket passer now, and he's still not good at that. So the Steelers could leapfrog the Ravens. You got the Browns that had to start Brissett for the first 11 games. They could leapfrog the Browns, and they just took out the Bengals at home. You want to talk about having confidence. Trubisky didn't look great, but Trubisky's going to
No.
get better in that system. And he's got good weapons. He had good chemistry with Johnson. Claypool looked really good. Najee's going to be Najee. The offensive line is still not great, but it's better than it was last year. The defense without Watt might
Well, as
look
long
different
as,
this
yeah.
week, but there's
And
still,
TJ
that's a
Watt might not
good
be out
football team.
that long. They were saying,
Yeah,
he
it'll be
might
like
he might
6
heal up.
weeks.
Speaking of 6 weeks, what's with Dak Prescott? Can we talk about the Cowboys for a second? I mean,
Dumpster fire.
you talk about
Yeah, they knew this was coming.
No, they didn't.
You have to be
Ask any
prepared.
Cowboy fan. They were going to
You,
win the division. They were going to contend for the Super Bowl. Ask any Cowboys fan before week 1. And then
when
it's a joke that they were throwing trash at him while he was coming off the field hurt. Like booing him,
was that
okay, but they were literally throwing garbage at him. Cowboy fans are the worst fans in football.
yeah,
Amen.
Quite
like what
possibly.
the fuck did this guy do?
He
I
hurt
mean,
his fucking
granted, people
hand.
talk shit about the Yankee fans, and we shit all over Joey Gallo on the way out the door. And it's like, you know what, Joey? Like, I'm sure no one came up to him and fucking physically harassed him at all. But they're tough. The fucking Cowboy fans. I mean, what did Dak Prescott do besides throw the ball? All he did was throw the ball, and his hand smashed into a fucking helmet or at
Yeah.
someone's hand. It's like it was a complete fucking crazy accident. But I feel like this is going to be an excuse because when they could go 2-7 in
Yeah.
the first 9 games. If they are two and
Well,
seven
what
and
two
Mike
teams are
McCarthy
they
gets
beating?
fired,
I don't see what two teams they're going to beat with Cooper Rush. Their offensive
I
line is bad.
well, that's why
The running
I'm
game's
wondering why
non-existent.
is Jerry Jones saying that he can be back in 4 weeks? You really think you saw the injury? You're going to
Yeah,
have surgery, screws and plates in your hand. That's an NFL on your throwing hand
yeah.
as a quarterback in the NFL, and you're going to be good in a month.
He should have put him on IR. It's a really bad move.
Looking at their
I
schedule,
just
I don't think they win a game.
Yeah.
they got a tough one too. They got
I
a tough
mean,
schedule,
Yeah,
right?
it
Who do they
depends on
have?
when Gallup's coming back because there's no one else to throw to besides CeeDee Lamb and I guess Dalton Schultz. But
but
Cooper Rush is
honestly, their easiest games too are in like Thanksgiving past. So Dak will be back by then, but that's when they play the Texans, the Jaguars, the Titans, the Commanders.
Yeah, but by then Mike McCarthy's fired.
yeah for
And
Yeah,
sure.
so I'm just wondering if he's blaming it on the fact that Dak Prescott got hurt again or something like that, or is it just the fact that he's not a very good coach?
He's a terrible coach.
He's not. He's a little porky fucking numbers X and O's motivational guy, and the game passed him by. That's what he is.
Yeah.
That's what he is, man. But he won one Super Bowl with Aaron fucking Rodgers. You're telling me he's going to get Dak Prescott's broken fucking Pinocchio hand to the Super Bowl this year or the playoffs? Give me a break, man. This guy's a fucking dum-dum.
Yeah. It's
My
nothing's impossible, but that's a very hard hill to climb.
I'm just happy that Daboll did great because I feel like Mike McCarthy's next fucking stop on the coaching carousel will be in New York.
no,
That's my
I don't think there's another stop on that carousel.
He might be a coordinator somewhere at some point.
Where's Jason Garrett? Where is he? Did he get a
On
coordinator job?
he's on TV. He's on the
Oh, he
NBC.
is.
Yeah, because it's him and
He's
Chris
doing.
Sims.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
Is he good? I didn't watch. Was that what is that Sunday night or
yeah, and NBC.
who was the Sunday night game this week? I forget.
The Bucks and Cowboys.
Got it.
Shitty game.
Well,
God damn,
who
they got
played
it.
worse? Who played worse? Were the Cowboys worse or were the Patriots worse? Because the Patriots, that
The
score is
Cowboys.
deceiving. The Patriots got manhandled by the Dolphins.
I looked over at one point and I saw Mac Jones take a blindside hit and fumble the ball. And what's his name? Gordon picked it up, scooped it up, and ran it in. Melvin Gordon.
Yeah,
And I
Melvin
was like,
Gordon.
he didn't even like what
Melvin
whatever.
Gordon's the
You know what the
Broncos
fuck
run.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
Just say the guy.
Whoever it was, the fucking we all know who the he's a journeyman, good fucking
We're
defensive
supposed to be an
player.
informed podcast, Steve. The
We
Broncos
are
running
sloppy
back
as
picked up
fuck,
the
dude.
defensive
Look it
fumble
up.
for the Dolphins.
Look it up, cons. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The point is, this does not look like a fucking Bill Belichick offensive line.
Well, that's because they don't have an
This looked
offensive
like a.
coordinator.
It was. Oh boy, I was like, wow. I mean, what? At what point is this gonna like? They're gonna have to, throw in the fucking towel pretty soon.
Well,
They looked overmatched by a
with
team
Mac
that's not even.
Jones, though.
I wasn't impressed with fucking with Miami that much either. I think it was the Dolphins were really. I mean, the Patriots were really bad,
Yeah.
like really bad.
But what if the Dolphins beat Baltimore this week and they go 2-0 and now they've beaten the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens? Then you're going to look at the Dolphins and go, these guys are legit. I think they're a good football team. If they
I
were in the
think they're.
NFC, they would beat most of those teams.
I
But
think they are legit.
with Mac Jones, it's like you don't
That's not a good.
you have two guys calling offensive plays all through preseason. You have him learn
Yeah,
this offense his rookie year that everyone's like, oh, he's a master of it already, and then you change up the whole offense. Like, what do you expect's going to happen? He's going to look really bad for at least a month, and now his back is fucked up. Like the X-rays were negative, but there's going to be lingering back. Of all people, that there's going to be lingering back pain.
don't bring it up, dude. You see how many times I've adjusted my body already just sitting in this chair.
Yeah,
Sitting in a comfortable hotel chair is still excruciating when you've been through what me and Mac Jones have been through. I'm telling you right now, you don't even know. No, I mean, look, yes, I think that Mac Jones' second year with a different coordinator is but the offensive line, like everything, nothing looked Belichickian. Let's just put it that way.
no,
It looked almost like the fucking Jets. The Jets again. I was like, man. And then Robert Saleh goes on and blames everybody else. I'm taking receipts. It's like, bro, you're the one that's going to get returned pretty soon. I mean, Jets fans
I don't think they can fire him back quick.
No, but I mean, I don't know. I just have a problem with like, you take a loss, you just got to eat it, man. You can't go around then like being like, well, you know what? You don't believe in us, motherfuckers. It's like, dude, relax. Okay. Take a page out of the Dan Campbell book. Cry a little bit. Say, I'm here to motivate my boys. I believe in these guys. I'm ready to I'll die for these guys. Not like, hey, you know what? I don't like what you're saying, and I'm gonna remember it. What is the fucking Real Housewives, huh? By the way, the next season of Man in the Arena should be on E because this Tom Brady thing is saucy. It is fucking. I love it, dude. That was the news of the week. Tom Brady and Giselle breaking up.
Is that official?
Guys, it's official enough for me. I'm fucking Giselle. I read it on the New York Post. To me, that's like fucking the Bible. So I'm good to go. No, I think she moved out. Somebody moved out, dude. I knew it had it. Yeah, someone moved out, and that's why he needed 10 days off. He's like, look, we got to figure this shit out. Now, one of two things is happening here. Either he broke a very probably trusted family promise that, like, look, my life is going to slow down. I'm going to retire. I'm going to be around more. And then he probably just, went around, was like, I'm itching to go back. She's like, look, do what you want, but I really don't want you to. He did it anyway. And she's probably acting up. And he's like, what the fuck? And, again, she gave like, I don't want to, I'm playing both sides here. If you told me you're giving up and that's what you want, they have enough money. Giselle for 10 years was the highest paid model. She made more than Tom Brady for the first 10 years of their careers. Way, way more.
Yeah.
And she gave whatever she wanted up to go do whatever the family shit, whatever the dynamic they had figured out. So I think it's like a thing where they figured they were on the same page and he kind of flipped it on her. And she's like, fuck you. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. And so now on the other side, she could be a complete fucking nightmare. Where he's like, I got to get out of this house. I'll play football. I'll read the fucking newspaper to homeless people. Get me out of this house. I can't deal with this lady. I'm not putting that one past myself either. That could be what's happening here as well. So, but it is shocking that it did happen during like week of football. This always seems stuff like never have I remember Tom Brady having like any sort of, side news during the football season.
No.
Another
other than the scandals.
non-Bill check-in.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just the scandals.
I've always firmly believed if you're going to break up with a girl, do it in the preseason.
And I think maybe that's what he did. Maybe he and now when she died, and like they were like, wait a minute. In all the Queen's books, she was like, I'm fucking Tom Brady. And then then the Queen's dead. The Queen died, right?
Wait, what?
Who's Queen?
She's dead. The Queen, the bitch over in England, she's dead. She's 100% dead.
I only pay attention to drag queens these days, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
It's like RuPaul's gone?
Yeah.
Well, no. RuPaul, I saw her at the Emmys.
Okay.
I saw RuPaul at the Emmys. Don't worry, she's still around. Don't get nervous about that. No, and the Queen. Who gives? I mean, like that was like the two things that happened, like pop culture wise. Tom Brady and Giselle broke up, and the Queen's dead.
And Tom Brady's not on The Masked Singer. Everybody, he's just going through a bad marriage, just like the rest of us. Thought? Yeah, everyone was saying he's the Masked Singer. That's why he went away for 10 days.
I've never watched one episode of that fucking show.
It's pretty entertaining.
I think I watched one episode because of you, Lucas.
Yeah,
and it was the worst piece of trash. Like, you think The Bachelor's bad? This is like The Bachelor on steroids times 1,000.
Lucas,
it's so horrendous.
Can you break this down for me?
Yeah.
And just let me see if I understand this show.
Yeah.
Someone comes out dressed as
whatever,
like
a furry.
A furry, right? They do bad karaoke singing another person's song. And then based on that karaoke and that outfit, you have to guess as to who that person might be.
It could be literally anyone on planet Earth.
Yes, that's the best part about it.
Like playing Guess Who with no clues whatsoever.
Yeah. So essentially what I just said out loud was right. That's like pretty much the way the show works.
And I don't think the costume
you realize that that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. You don't understand that, right? Like this is
millions and millions and millions of viewers.
It's on right after football.
People cannot get enough of it.
You don't have to change the
people
channel.
fall asleep, dude. And then and then that show. People think it's some sort of sugar dream, like sugar rush, like pre-diabetes dream. After all they've eaten and drank that day of watching football, that all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, is that a parakeet? Or is that, I don't know, fucking Norm from Cheers singing, a fucking Rusted Root song? I mean, in what planet does this show make sense to you? Like, where do you find the joy in this?
I mean, honestly, I don't even give a shit about the celebrities. I just like watching furries do karaoke.
It's like mascots, right? They're dressed as mascots.
Yeah, and I don't think it has anything to do with like what celebrities underneath there either. I think it's it's a total guessing game.
Zero clues.
And a couple of them have used auto-tune, which makes it even harder.
Yeah, it's not hard enough.
So you're saying now that not only can you, the only discerning factor you had to differentiate this person between the other 5 kabillion people on the planet was their voice, and now they're using a robot voice to
Yeah.
mask that as well.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So really, what you have is you have a person that comes out, right, and then there's a big black box, and that person's inside of it, and you have to go guess who's in the box.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, and you're like, well, can you give me a clue? It's like everyone is Clue. Everyone is Clue. All people Clue. All things are Clue.
But I look at it too, like I look at any mascot, be it Disneyland or whatever, like whatever is in that costume has to really be thinking about their life right now.
Yeah, and let me tell you, it's got to be depressing as fuck. Okay, and that's why I'm proud to say, guys, I have a great singing voice. I would gladly be on The Masked Singer. No one will guess that it's me, and when they do, they will not be happy. So if you really want to spice this show up, like, has anyone ever been on where people are like, you open it up and it's like Kim Jong Un, and you're like, what?
Steve, there was a hugely controversial moment where Dr. Ken Jeong took all of his pride and said, I am not going to be a part of this because Rudolph Giuliani was on The Masked Singer and
What?
took his thing off. And Ken Jeong said, nope, I am out of here. I will not stand for this.
Yeah.
This show is about integrity. This show is about respect and dignity for the flag. I will not be a part of this sham of a show.
I got you.
Can we share a screen? Please, God Almighty. Yeah. What?
Brent, can you enable it?
Where do I go? I always forget.
What was he dressed as?
Share screen, advanced sharing options.
I can't even believe. Was this during like when Mar-a-Lago was getting raided? He's out in a fucking gorilla costume doing the YMCA?
Possibly.
Are
we good, Lucas? Can you get in there? You're muted.
Oh my God.
Lucas, you're muted.
He looks like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Dr. Ken storms off. So yeah, would you guess that that's Rudolph Giuliani in there?
Bro, I would guess that I'm having an acid fucking like
this is the show.
Like all the drugs I've done in my life are all happening at the same time. This show is, dude, that person, like this is like you know, like Illuminati sex culture stuff, like club like stuff. Like this is crazy person stuff. Like this is like next level privilege.
You know what we should
now
do?
Like we've seen it. We were so entertained. We're now just guessing that there are other people that are going to dress. Like what did he sing? What did Rudy Giuliani sing? and it's only these three people. Who are these three? Is it like, are they detectives? Why is Dr. Ken trying to figure out
he's a judge?
He's a doctor.
Yeah.
Who are the other two? And has anyone ever gotten it right?
I have seen it. Yeah, one person got it right once, and it was like, it was amazing.
One time.
Yes, one
the person right. Which, by the way, is remarkable that even happened. But also, like, this is the show you're clinging on to. Like, I mean, here's the formula. Someone comes out in a ridiculous costume, sings a terrible, like cheaply licensed network song, and then three idiots try to guess who that human being is based on all the other people in the world, and no one ever gets it right. Commercial.
Young man,
correct?
I've worked for NBC for 50 years. That is the greatest concept for a show I've ever heard my entire life. Book it Tuesdays, 9 p.m.
It's on a big time too, right? Yeah.
Who's
one of their biggest shows?
Yeah, I would say, like,
what do you win? What wins? Is there a winning?
No one is. Yeah, there's no winning
prize?
in that. I think it's just like one person. What is it? One person gets voted off, and then they had to reveal who they are based on their singing.
Yeah. What? Steve, I only watch it until OJ's on it. I'm just waiting for OJ to be the
But
Masked
they're
Singer.
still like, I mean, I'm not saying
Oh my
Giuliani's an
God.
A-lister, but they're still getting like A-list level people, which is why people thought, oh, Tom Brady's on The Masked Singer. Because they're
Yeah.
getting like, it's not like Dancing with the Stars anymore, where it's all just TikTok people. It's like still, it's new enough. It's legit actors and
Who's the biggest person
artists.
that's been on The Masked Singer besides Rudy Giuliani? Like, what person were you like, oh my God? Did you watch The Masked Singer last night? You're like, fucking Tim Cook was The Masked Singer. Like, Oprah Winfrey was dressed like a chicken and sang Cry Me a River. Like, who is the big, like, you're not getting like Steven Spielberg or Tom Hanks.
No, but
Yeah.
as far as these reality shows, I'm pulling up a list from Cosmopolitan. This is every person that's been on The Masked Singer. This has been on for 7 seasons as of March
I mean,
17th.
I
So
knew it
we're
was
we're in
on, but I
season
thought there
eight.
was like a prize. I thought it
Uh
was normal people trying to like
Joe Buck,
show their skills. Joe Buck.
Joe Buck, Jewel. Um,
Please tell me John Madden was never a part of this. I'm thinking of Fox people,
I
and
don't know who that is. I don't know who a few of these people are. Catherine McPhee, David Foster,
they're
um,
married.
Faith
Donny Osmond.
Evans,
Donny Osmond.
Bobby
Yeah, but
Burke,
those are singers.
Oh
Willie
yeah.
Robertson, Johnny Rotten.
This is crazy.
I want to
Caitlyn
go back.
Jenner.
Where is Larry the Cable Guy?
Dude, Bob Saget was on it.
Caitlyn
Um,
Jenner, did you say?
Tony Braxton, Dwight Howard,
If Caitlyn Jenner was on, we're not that far away from OJ.
Nick
Caitlyn
Lachey,
Jenner is the gateway to OJ. I'm telling you right now, mark my words. Within 3 years, OJ will be on that.
Donnie
Hey,
Wahlberg,
it's me, OJ.
Hanson, Tyrese Gibson, Bobby Brown,
Breton. I don't know what
I'm
list you're
singing
looking
It's a
at,
Man's World.
Nick Cannon,
but the list that I'm looking at has the number one
This is a
celebrity.
man's world.
Danny Trejo.
And it wouldn't be nothing.
The number one celebrity on this list I'm looking at is Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, Kermit's bigger than all of them.
Wait.
So they had Kermit the Frog play a snail. Yeah.
What? And they didn't know that that was fucking Kermit the Frog? What were they like?
They
Wait a minute. Can you hear that?
Alonzo Ball was on.
They were like, is that Pavarotti? Um, it's ridiculous.
And
Mark
also,
Sanchez,
Giuliani
Mark
saying,
Sanchez.
Mickey
Butt
Rourke.
fumbled Mark Sanchez.
I want to get to see. I'm still scrolling. I want to get to season 1 to see who they got because it's probably a better list than what I've been scrolling through.
Rudy Giuliani saying bad to the bone.
Oh.
Hey,
Is there any audio of him going bad? Oh, Jesus.
Michelle Williams. She's a
I thought
pretty
you were about to
legit
say
actress.
Michelle Obama.
No.
Wait, Michelle Williams, like Heath Ledger's old wife?
Yeah.
damn.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad that she's doing that. That depressed me now. That depressed me. Oh, God. My fucking jaw. I've been I snore like an animal, and it's almost costing me my relationship. Like we've been sleeping, she just has to leave the room. So now I got one of those mouth guards that at night like straps your tongue down, but it like pulls my jaw. It's a little fucking. It hurts a little bit. It hurts a little bit, but I haven't snored. But I'm not bringing it on the road.
Well, I hear
Here, I snore. When I'm
you,
alone, I shall snore.
you don't have a prescription for a CPAP machine, do you?
That's the next step, and I'm trying to get this. I'd rather have a fucking lockjaw than have to lug around this fucking machine. Now I know I have friends
Yeah.
that do it, comedian friends that do it, but you know what? They're not married with kids. I don't really. I get made fun of. My kids called me Snuffleupagus.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's Bane, Dad. And then my wife wants me to get that surgery right away. It's like I don't even have the CPAP machine. She's like, "Why don't you get that implant in your chest?" And I was like, "Why don't you get the fucking implants I've been asking in your goddamn chest for fucking years? All of a sudden, it's good enough for me to get an implant in my fucking chest? Give me a break here." So, I mean, I'm starting with this thing called the Zipa. It looks like a fucking mouth guard, like a boxing mouth guard.
You
And
have
you're
it in
throwing
right
up.
now?
No, I
Okay.
didn't bring it with me, but it
Okay.
like, and there's a little, there's a at the back of it. There's like a little rubber band that goes straight across, and it like locks your tongue down because that's what it is. My stupid fat tongue goes and like just it creeps to the back of your throat.
Yeah, your
This
body's
thing
trying
just
to eat your
fucking
tongue every night.
yeah. So this thing just locks that fucking tongue down. I wake up real sore in the morning, but other than that, you know, everyone seems happy. I sleep, I guess, better. I'm not sure, but on the road, no, no, no. On the
Yeah.
road, we snore. I don't care. Um, but yeah, it's just a little clicky. If anyone knows that that's good or bad, just let me know. And don't fucking tell me it's cancer or any of that shit. I don't want to hear about it. All right, it's just because of the stupid fucking Zika thing. Or if you know it better, if you use like a mouth guard, it's better. Let me know because I'm open to all options rather than the fucking implant surgery. You guys want to do some picks, or do you want to
Yeah.
cover some other stuff, or do you want? What do you want to do? You
This
tell me.
is this is the best week. We learned a lot this last week, and there are some games that are just so easy. We're gonna make a lot of money.
I can't wait. Let's you start with a game, then give me a game, and I'll pick a game. I can't switch
You
over to
want
because
you
I'm on
want
my phone.
the most obvious pick on the board is the Bengals -7 in Dallas. They're gonna win by two
Bengals.
two
Agreed.
touchdowns easily. That is
Well, they're coming off the tough loss. They have to represent. Embarrassing to lose the fucking home opener.
Cooper Rush. No one in Dallas at the top of the organization believes that they're going to win. And that team is deflated. That's such an easy pick. There's no way that Dallas covers the 7 points.
What about? I like it too. I don't want to cover an over under on that because what if Dallas doesn't show up? But they might not. What if they score like a touchdown? What's the over under?
The over-under is 41.5.
Yeah, they know it's going to be. It could be low. That's daring you to take the over, but
Yeah.
really they know it's going to be. Could be like a 30-point game,
Yeah.
20-10. I like that game. That sounds good. I'm in with that. What about you, Lucas? You feel that's good?
Oh, I love that pick. This
All
could
right.
be the game that gets the McCarthy fired. I know it's
No,
early, but
yeah, too early, dude. Too early. He's a son of a bitch, but I think he doesn't. I don't think he's firing fucking week one or week two. I think he's waiting till the ship's really sunk, like 2-7. That's when he'll fire him. I don't even think has he ever fired a coach mid-season? He may not have.
he has it. Oh, maybe you're right
I
on
don't think
that.
so. I'm trying to think. I mean,
Let me
what's
see.
The Giants do all the
Landry?
time.
He fired Landry after he bought the team.
Uh-huh.
Then it was Jimmy Johnson. He fired him, but he waited till the end of it, right?
Right.
Then
Barry Switzer.
Switzer, but he won a Super Bowl. No, they're all mid-season. They're
No,
all
yeah,
none of
you're
them go
right.
mid-seasons.
No, he's never
So
done
he
it.
might, yeah, he might not do it right away. I mean, he might wait. I mean, uh, what else? What else we got?
I'm looking at Jets Browns. Browns -6.5.
Mm-hmm.
You all think they cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That,
I
that
mean,
feels
look,
like a gimme to me.
the Flacco thing is ugly. Flacco does not. I mean, he didn't look good at all. People want his
Yeah.
head. So I think that the Jets could have another fucking stinker coming at them.
There's a lot of
Um,
gimmies on this slate. I mean, I think the only one that could be a trap is that Rams Falcons, the 10 points. I think the Falcons could cover that potentially. But I mean, 49ers are going to trounce the Seahawks. The Broncos are going to trounce the Texans. The Packers are going to absolutely destroy the Bears. The Bills are going to destroy the Texans.
do you
There's a
think the
lot
49ers
on
are going to
here.
destroy the Seahawks?
The Seahawks are a bad team. They played a bad game. It's just the Broncos and their new coach. They gave them that game. Just really
Yeah.
poor play calling. Let's not let Russ cook. Let's give it to Melvin Gordon again for the 14th time. And Geno Smith
Okay.
didn't do much. And the Seahawks are not much to look at on either side of the ball. I think the 49ers bounced back. They're pissed off. They lost in a wild weather game. And I think
I
Trey
love that
Lance is
Geno Smith
better,
line.
and it's just a better offense, better defense.
I
Seahawks
love
should
that
be
Geno
the
Smith
worst
line.
team.
They wrote you off. He's like, yeah, but I didn't write back. Oh, that's good, dude. It's pretty fucking cold. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Trey Lance looked good at times, but overall, it wasn't the best.
Oh, but he
Is Kittle
doesn't need to
back next
be.
week?
He's going to be a game time decision.
Hmm. Oh
I don't
fuck! I
say we
gotta
have to
take
take
it.
that game. It's just there are some really obvious, like we could take the Bills on the money line. We could take the Packers on the money line, or give the Bears 10 points. Like those games are pretty easy. Broncos are not losing to the Texans. Um, Vegas is telling us they're not losing.
I could see them losing though, honestly.
They're not losing to the Texans. I would put whatever amount of money you want from me with crazy odds. The Broncos are not losing to the Texans.
I know it's 1 week, but I feel like the Broncos overpaid for Russ Wilson.
Steve, your audio is not working. Can't hear you, Steve.
Emma,
Did he take a phone call?
Emma.
I don't think he's talking to us. I
All
can't
right.
hear
Well,
you.
well,
I cannot hear you. He just froze.
let's just keep gambling.
Okay.
Okay, so I like the Cardinals.
That's that's a game that could go either way though. That's a
Okay,
tough one. That one makes me nervous. Like you're saying you like the Cardinals to cover, or you
to
like the
cover,
Cardinals.
to cover.
So I'm seeing it at 5.5, but I don't know, man.
I'm taking the Cardinals until Call of Duty comes out. Then I'll switch over.
So is that your pick?
No, no, my pick's the Browns.
Okay. Well, then we don't need to touch that. I don't like that game. We could always just take the Bills. Do you think the Bills cover 10 points, or do you like them on the money line?
I fucking hate the Titans, man. My fear is that Derrick Henry pulls off a couple like monster runs like he always does against us.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Well,
I could see them keeping it within 10.
you've got let me pull up the injury report. We've got Dane Jackson still not practicing, Ed Oliver and Tim Settle, they all missed practice. So far, every practice this week, they've not practiced. So if they don't go tomorrow, we're missing two of our big defensive linemen, and then we're going to be starting nothing but rookie cornerbacks because we don't have anybody else.
When's White going to be back?
He's on the IR, so not till week 5 at the earliest. Or he's on the, what is it, the PUP list?
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, they could potentially be missing a lot of pieces on defense. They're still going to win. They're going to win the football game.
I was going to say, A.J. Brown
team.
used to have big games against us too, and he's not there anymore. So,
yeah.
Should we just pick Steve's game?
Are you talking about the Giants?
No, no.
We could jinx the Giants and take the Giants on the money line. They're -2 at home against the Panthers. I love the underdog Saints at home.
I do too. I was looking at that.
I don't think the Buccaneers showed us anything against the Cowboys because they never pulled away, and everybody's going into that game hurt.
And Tom Brady's had marital problems.
I don't think Kamara's going to play either. He sat out of practice.
Shit. So should we not say fuck? I saw that too.
Yeah. Here we go. Steve wants back in. Okay. So we need a third game. We're talking it through. I don't think we should touch the Raiders Cardinals. I think that game could go either way. We were talking about the Saints at home +2.5 home dogs to the Buccaneers. But Kamara probably isn't going to play. But we know that Godwin's not playing for the Buccaneers. We know that Mike Evans.
The Saints always play them tough.
Yeah,
always play them tough, regardless of location or anything.
Jameis Winston revenge game.
Yeah, could be. I like that.
So we could take them to cover the 2.5, or we could take them on the money line +120.
Money line, because 2.5. What are you going to get me, a point or two? Fuck you.
Yeah.
We're winning this game. I'm Brian Dabble.
So
We're gonna go for two.
we have 3 games selected. Are there any more games that you would like to throw into this?
I'm good with what you guys got. I believe in you guys.
Okay, so we got
I
the
believe in me.
Saints on the money line. We've got the Browns covering 6.5 points against the Jets, and we have the Bengals covering 7 in Dallas.
Love it.
So $50 is going to net us
4 million.
close.
Six figures, right? 600,000.
I'm only betting $50.
Damn it! All right,
480.
350 and 91 cents.
Not a bad living, dude. Probably what we made on my OnlyFans page last night.
Yep.
Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I jerk off in a luchador costume. No, next week for real. I'm gonna have my office is almost ready to go. So
the masked masturbator.
There it is. Comes, guess who it is? It's you every week, Steve. Yeah, but I come every time. $6.99 a month, guys. Come on. Steve La Luchador's OnlyFans masked fans page. I'm in St. Louis this week doing fucking jokes. If you get this before I gone, tonight 2 shows, tomorrow 2 shows. Next month I'm in Sacramento, starting the weekend of the 13th through the 15th, and then the following week I'm in Port Charlotte, Florida at Visani's. Get tickets steverenneseasy.com. Also, I'm going to a casino in Iowa, Des Moines. I'm going to
When are you going to Des Moines?
November 5th.
Okay.
Some casino. I can't remember the name of it. I have to look it up.
Prairie
It's
Meadows.
on steverenneseasy.com. Fantasy Springs. I'm not sure what it is.
It's probably Prairie Meadows.
I'm doing November 5th. I'm doing that. Then I have Chicago and Rosemont, the Zanies out there first weekend in December. And then New Year's in Louisville. So all those tickets are at steverenneseasy.com. Check it out. Buy some tickets if I'm coming to you, or tell some people that I'm coming to your fucking town. And then we can all, go to I like to go out to dinners. So tell me where to go too, because I have some of those places I haven't been before. Especially the Des Moines. Where should I go to dinner?
Lucas.
I got
Where's
you.
he going?
I gave Sebastian some suggestions, so I don't know,
Well, if it's good enough for Sebastian, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, I know
it's not
I
good enough. It'll be barely good enough for me. So
no, I gave Sebastian some white trash suggestions.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, but Jethro's is probably the owner's a scumbag, I've heard, but the brisket's amazing.
Perfect, dude.
Why not? Oh yeah, I'll send you a list. We got time.
Awesome. You guys gigging anywhere? You want to plug some stuff?
We're going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Whoa! Look
September
at you guys. 28th. What are you doing?
Josh Martin and Ryan Mervis have never been there.
Yeah, and my wife works for the company, so I got passes now.
Are you doing edibles or
I am?
No, I need to talk. I have to talk to you guys about this. You have to be on your best fucking behavior because she works for the company, and if you guys if they go to Disney jail, she's going to get in trouble, and that means I'm going to get in trouble, and I'm going to kill all of you. I will murder you if you make me lose my Disneyland passes.
Which gives me a great opportunity right now to plug our Patreon page, guys. We've got a good amount, but if we get up to 150 subscribers, Lucas and Merv will both do copious amounts of acid and hallucinogenics. They will guarantee to end up in Disney jail, and they will be blaming it all on Bretton Biddlecombe, and we're going to videotape it all, edit it together beautifully, put some music behind it. It's going to be a great, great addition to our podcast page. So please tell the Patreon people, the more subscribe. If we get to 200, they will do whatever drugs it's going to be, what you choose of your choosing. They'll do ayahuasca and go on It's a Small World.
If we get to 200, I'll jump through a table at Disneyland.
If we get to 400, we're going to light Brenton on fire and throw him into the
And then I'll go on the teacups.
Yes. On fire. He has to stay on one cup by himself. 1 cup, 1 man on fire.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's great. I'm glad we got a chance to plug all our various things. Anyone else have anything else they want to add? No?
I plan on doing copious amounts of drugs.
That's
Yeah.
great, dude.
Just
You should.
control yourself. But I want to point out that I'm a Bills fan. I don't know if you know this. It's a great team, great
Yes.
community. The entire school district in Orchard Park, around where the stadium is giving all the kids a half day on Monday. Partially so they can get home and see the game, but also because they know it's going to be a fucking madhouse tailgating, because that stadium is basically in a neighborhood.
What a great
So
message to the
it's
people.
literally
Sports overall.
it's a holiday in Buffalo on Monday.
Get home safe and root for the fucking Bills, dude. That's all they have up there right now. I'm happy.
It really is.
All right. Love you guys. Talk to you guys next week.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.